The sun burns hotly through the gums as down the road old Rogan comes, the bachelor from the lonely hut beside the track to Woolly Butt. He likes to spend his Christmas with us here. He says a man gets sort of strange living alone without a change, gets sort of settled in his way, and so he comes each Christmas Day to share a bite of tucker and a beer. Dad and the boys have naught to do except a stray odd job or two along the fence or in the yard. It ain't a day for working hard, says Dad. One day a year don't matter much. And then, dishevelled, hot and red, Mum through the doorway puts her head and says, "This Christmas cooking, my, the sun's near fit for cooking by." Upon her word she never did see such. "Your fault," says Dad, "you know it is. Plum pudding on a day like this, and roasted turkey, spare me days. I can't get over women's ways. In climates such as this, the thing's all wrong. A bit of cold corned beef and bread would do us very well instead." Then Rogan said, "You're right, it's hot. It makes a fella drink a lot." And Dad gets up and says, "Well, come along." The dinner's served, full bite and sup. "Come on," says Mum, "now all sit up." The meal takes on a festive air, and even Father eats his share and passes up his plate to have some more. He laughs and says, "It's Christmas time. That's cooking, Mum. The stuffin's prime." But Rogan pauses once to praise, then eats as though he'd starved for days, and pitches turkey bones outside the door. The sun burns hotly through the gums. The chirping of the locusts comes across the paddocks parched and grey. "Oh," wheezes Dad, "what a day!" and sheds his vest, for coats no man had need. Then Rogan shoves his plate aside and sighs as sated men have sighed at many boards in many climes on many other Christmas times. "By gum," he says, "that was a slap-up feed." Then, with his black pipe well alight, old Rogan brings the kids delight by telling o'er again his yarns of Christmas-tide mid-English barns, when he was long ago a farmer's boy. His old eyes glisten as he sees half-glimpses of old memories of whitened fields and winter snows and Yuletide logs and mistletoes and all that half-forgotten, hallowed joy. The children listen, mouths agape, and see a land with no escape from biting cold and snow and frost, a land to all earth's brightness lost, a strange and freakish Christmas land to them. But Rogan, with his dim old eyes grown far away and strangely wise, talks on and pauses but to ask, "Ain't there a drop more in that cask?" And Father nods, but Mother says, "Uh-huh." The sun slants redly through the gums as quietly the evening comes, and Rogan gets his old grey mare that matches well his own grey hair and rides away into the setting sun. "Oh well," says Dad, "I gotta say, I never spent a lazier day. We ought to get that top fence wired." "My," sighs poor Mum, "but I am tired." "And all that washing up still to be done?"